Hey everyone, welcome back to my new video, Introduction to Stoicism and Understanding Other Minds. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BCE, is centered on cultivating virtue, wisdom, and rationality to lead a tranquil and meaningful life. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control and to accept what is not. In the context of relationships, this means that while we cannot control others' thoughts, behaviors, or emotions, we can control our reactions and judgments. When attempting to understand the minds of others, Stoic philosophy provides a guide for how we might navigate social interactions, interpreting the intentions and feelings of others without becoming emotionally disturbed or irrationally involved. The Stoic approach to understanding others' minds is based on empathy, self-awareness, and rational judgment. It encourages us to reflect on our own perceptions and question whether they are based on reason or emotional distortions. The goal is not necessarily to read minds in the literal sense, but to engage with others in a way that fosters mutual understanding, reduces conflict, and cultivates emotional resilience. The Stoic Foundation, Understanding the Mind. 1. The nature of the mind according to Stoics. The Stoics believed that human beings possess a rational soul, or nous, which is the source of all reasoning and wisdom. Unlike animals, humans are endowed with the capacity for rational thought and self-reflection, and it is through this rational faculty that we can understand the world and others. A Stoic sage is someone who has perfected their ability to reason, controlling their emotions, and responding to external events with wisdom and virtue. 2. The dichotomy of control. One of the fundamental Stoic concepts is the dichotomy of control, which divides everything into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot control. Our thoughts, actions, and judgments fall within our control, while the actions, thoughts, and behaviors of others are beyond our influence. While we cannot control how others think or act, we can control how we interpret their actions and how we respond to them. In the context of understanding other minds, the dichotomy of control teaches us that while we may not have access to others' private thoughts, we can control how we interpret their actions and attitudes. This insight allows us to approach social interactions with a sense of calm, knowing that the judgments we make about others are subject to our own reasoned interpretations. 3. The role of reason and emotions in Stoicism. Emotions are seen as judgments based on false beliefs or irrational thinking. When we react emotionally to others, it is because we have made a judgment about their behavior that is rooted in misunderstanding or bias. Understanding the mind of another person, from a Stoic standpoint, involves understanding the emotions they may be experiencing and questioning the judgments we make about those emotions. Stoics emphasize that emotions, such as anger, jealousy, or frustration, are not natural responses to external events, but are instead based on our judgments. By cultivating rational thinking, we can remove these emotional disturbances and approach others' actions with clarity and detachment. Perception and understanding others. 1. The role of perception. According to Stoicism, perception is the first step in understanding the world, including the minds of others. However, perception is often clouded by our emotions, past experiences, and biases. Stoics recognize that our perceptions of others are not always accurate reflections of reality. This is why they emphasize the need for careful self-examination and mental discipline when interpreting others' behaviors. The Stoic practice of mindful awareness involves pausing before reacting to others' actions, reflecting on our perceptions, and questioning whether they are based on facts or distorted by our own emotional reactions. By cultivating this awareness, we can better understand why others act the way they do and respond in a way that aligns with wisdom. 2. Empathy in Stoicism. While Stoics are often associated with emotional detachment, they also place great importance on empathy. the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. However, Stoic empathy is not about emotionally merging with others. Instead, it is about recognizing the shared human condition and understanding that other people's actions are often driven by their own perceptions, experiences, and beliefs. By acknowledging that all humans are subject to the same fundamental needs and desires, Stoics practice sympathy towards others. This understanding helps to soften judgments and foster a sense of compassion, without allowing ourselves to become overwhelmed by others' emotions. Understanding emotions, a Stoic approach. The connection, finding common. 1. Emotions as judgments. To read another person's mind, a Stoic would first examine their own emotional response. Are we reacting with anger, jealousy, or fear? If so, we would recognize that these emotions are arising from distorted judgments and would seek to replace them with a more rational understanding of the situation. The goal is not to suppress emotions, but to understand their origin and correct any false beliefs driving them. 2. Transforming negative emotions. Stoics practice cognitive reframing, changing the way we think about a situation, to transform negative emotions. If someone behaves rudely toward us, for instance, a Stoic might remind themselves that the person's behavior reflects their own internal state, not our worth or value. By reframing the situation, we are able to reduce our emotional reactivity and engage with the person more calmly. This practice of emotional transformation allows us to respond to others' actions with greater wisdom and understanding, instead of reacting out of hurt or anger. It also enables us to empathize with others' struggles, knowing that their behavior is often a reflection of their own internal struggles. Empathy, communication, and relationships. 1. Clear communication. In Stoicism, effective communication is essential in understanding others' minds. Stoicism emphasizes honest, rational discourse as the best way to express thoughts and understand others. By engaging in clear and respectful communication, we are better able to understand the intentions behind others' words and actions. This also helps to prevent misunderstandings that might arise from emotional or irrational reactions. 2. Listening and reflection. A key component of understanding others' minds is the ability to listen attentively and without judgment. The Stoic practice of active listening involves giving others the space to express themselves fully without immediately assuming we know what they are thinking. By listening carefully, we open ourselves to greater understanding and avoid jumping to conclusions about their thoughts or motivations. Additionally, Stoics engage in self-reflection to evaluate their own responses to others' actions. This allows them to better understand how their perceptions influence their reactions and adjust their behavior accordingly. Conclusion: applying Stoicism to understand other minds. In conclusion, while Stoic philosophy does not claim that we can ever fully read the minds of others, it provides a robust framework for understanding their actions and emotions. By practicing self-awareness, empathy, and rational judgment, Stoics are able to navigate relationships with wisdom and clarity. The Stoic approach encourages us to recognize that the thoughts and behaviors of others are often driven by their own internal struggles, which are shaped by their beliefs, experiences, and perceptions. The ultimate goal is not to control or manipulate others' thoughts, but to understand them with compassion, free from emotional disturbance. By doing so, we foster harmonious relationships and cultivate inner peace, grounded in reason and virtue.